It serves as a gateway to China and key markets across the Asia Pacific region. And if you enjoy outdoor activities like I do, you'll probably like it here because we have a lot of beautiful hiking trails with around 70% of our land covered by countryside. Also, we are one of the safest cities with a relatively low crime rate compared to many international cities. You can feel completely secure walking the streets at any hours without having to worry about your personal safety. So, so don't just think of Hong Kong as skyscrapers and street foods. There's a whole other things to this city that many people don't realize. And one of the things we always taught about Hong Kong is that it's a land of opportunities, especially for graduates. In terms of the job market, we have a low unemployment rate. It's around 3% in the recent few months, which means that there are ample opportunities for graduates to find your dream jobs. And in fact, the Hong Kong government has been actively attracting overseas skills profession to work and study in Hong Kong, and they have implemented a very favorable visa arrangement, specifically designed for non-local graduates. And this arrangement will allow you to extend your stay in Hong Kong for an additional 24 months after completing your studies. So even if you don't have a job offer lined up yet, as long as you meet the normal immigration requirements, you can be granted that 24 months extension to give you time to find employment in Hong Kong. So to become a permanent resident in Hong Kong, you are required to stay and live here for 7 years. And normally it takes you 4 years to complete the undergraduate degree. With one additional year on the proper visa, you can apply for permanent residency. Here are some snapshots of our school. CTU is located in Kowloon Tong, and Kowloon Tong is a district centrally located in Hong Kong. And being such a prime location means that CTU enjoy the benefits of being just 10 minutes away from the city center. And we are also well connected to the rest of the city through an efficient transportation network, including railway system and buses. So I have prepared videos which is produced by our international students. So let's check that out.
Welcome to
the City University of Hong Kong.
We would like to take you on a journey into what it would be like if you are studying at CityU HK.
We'll be your tour guide today, and we're excited to share all the amazing facilities and spa around campus with you.
My name is Mahir. I'm from Bangladesh, and I'm studying computer science.
My name is Andrea. I'm from Indonesia, and I'm majoring in media and communication.
So let's get started on our tour.
Our first stop is the state-of-the-art library.
Let's have a look.
The library is a hub of knowledge and resource for students, equipped with a vast collection of books, journals, and digital resources. You can work out as well.
It's a quiet and comfortable place for you to study, do research, or even collaborate with your friends on group projects.
The library offers various study rooms and multimedia facilities for students to utilize.
Next up is our Young Kin Man Academic Building.
This is a bustling area for students to socialize, gather, and participate in various events.
It contains food stalls, outdoor seating areas, or even you can enjoy cultural performances from time to time. It's a great spot to relax and enjoy the lively atmosphere.
Oh, and don't forget to take some CDU HK ice cream from our cattle farm. And you know what my favorite flavor is? Matcha! This is one of our cafeteria. The cafeteria is a popular spot on campus for students to grab a quick bite, to eat, or socialize with friends.
At CityU HK, we have over 10 food catering outlets, providing delicious and affordable food options to those with food preferences and dietary requirements.
Should it be Western meal, Chinese traditional dim sum, kebab, bistro, and cafe, you can always find very affordable student meal that you like at CityU HK.
And now we are in the sports facilities area where students can engage in different fitness activities and sports.
It includes a gym, swimming pool, and we will have an indoor running track soon. So whether you're into swimming, yoga, or weightlifting, there's something for everyone at CDU HK. Students' health and well-being are CDU's HK top priorities. Here we have our own medical and dental clinic providing convenience and accessible healthcare services to students.
Besides the on-campus clinics, CTU HK also provides on-campus counseling and off-campus consultation services to students in need.
The student development services also provide various workshop events, something to de-stress and enjoy university life.
And now we are at one of our student residences, where a lot of our students have lived during their time at CTU HK. The student residence provides a very vibrant and supportive community for students with comfortable living spaces, recreational facilities, and also organized activities to enhance the student experience.
We currently have a total of 12 halls here in Kowloon compound, each equipped with its own laundry room, computer room, piano room, and gym room. In addition, we just recently launched the Mountain compounds offers 6 new halls, offering more than 2,000 bed space for both undergraduate and postgraduate students.
Next stop is the Run Shaw Creative Media Center. This is a hub for students studying creative media, design, and communication.
It houses cutting-edge facilities such as multimedia lab, recording studios, and editing suites to enable students to develop their creativity and skills in the digital media production.
Thank you for joining us. We loved showing you around on campus.
We hope you enjoyed seeing our campus today and learn more about what makes CDU HK such a special place for you to study and grow.
We look forward to greeting you on campus very soon.
See you on campus!
So here's something you need to know about CTU. Is that at CTU we have 9 colleges and that offer an impressive range of programs that cater to various fields. For example, I am also a graduate of the College of Business. We do offer some traditional programs like accountancy, marketing, economics, but we also offer some new business programs like financial technology, which is quite popular among the Southeast Asian students. The program are highly competitive, knowing for producing graduates with exceptional business acumen and leadership skills. And if you are more into information technology, computer science is also a hot favorite among the Filipino students. And it is also highly competitive, decided to keep the students to abreast of the latest developments in technology and market trends. We also introduced Hong Kong first ever Fats Medicine program, which is jointly developed with the Cornell University in USA. Our graduates can register to practice in Hong Kong, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, and many other countries without the need to sit for further examination. So this year is actually a very special year for CTU because this year marks our university 30th anniversary. And despite being a relatively young university, we have managed to achieve a high ranking in Asia. And one thing you need to know is that English is our medium of instruction here at the university. All of our classes, lectures will be conducted entirely in English. Also, as a public university, CTU is supported by subsidies from the Hong Kong government. So in terms of QS World Rankings, CTU has rose 8 places from 70 in 2024 to 62 this year. And we are one of the 5 universities in Hong Kong within the top 100 in QS World Ranking. And we are also the most international university in the world by the Times Higher Education World University Ranking. We stand out in internationalizations in 3 key ways, including having the most significant number of international students and actively involvement in global research projects and having a strong global reputation. This one here is a joint bachelor degree program. We collaborate with Columbia University in the USA. So basically, this is a 2+2 program, meaning that in the first 2 years, students will be studying at CTU, and in the later 2 years, they will be studying at Columbia U. So after you graduate, students will earn two bachelor degree, one from CityU, another one from Columbia U. But please bear in mind that only students who study these 13 majors are eligible to apply for this program. And students will pay tuition free to the institution that they are currently attending. And to be considered for this program, first of all, you will have to be students of CityU. And apart from that, we have other partnership with University of Edinburgh and University of Manchester for students who are majoring in computing, mathematics, and chemistry. And if you prefer to study in Asia, we also have collaboration with the National Taiwan University for 7 majors. We also have other joint bachelor degree program. For example, this one is the most famous business school in France. It is also open for application for students majoring in marketing. And for students from the School of Creative Media, we have the University of Nuremberg, which is in Germany. This slide holds a lot of significance for myself because it's one of the reasons why I chose to study at CityU when I was in a similar age, like many of you. And one aspect of CityU that truly stood out to me is that the availabilities of overseas exchange opportunities. CityU has established partnership with over 400 exchange partners in more than 40 countries and regions. So around 65% of our undergraduate students have engaged in some kind of international experience, whether it's student exchange, internship, or summer program. And so most of the countries or destination that you can imagine or think of are already on our exchange partner list. And the best part is doing this exchange programs, you only need to pay CTU regular tuition free. So I can speak from my firsthand experience here. Throughout my 4 years at CTU, I had the chance to participate in two exchange experience, one in Barcelona in spring and another one in Auckland, New Zealand. And these were some truly transformative opportunities that allows me to immerse myself in another culture and expand my global perspective. So I will skip this part. And so you may ask, as an international student, can I work in Hong Kong? The answer is yes, but there are certain restrictions. During the term time, you can work on campus in a part-time capacity, helping to support our daily operations of various of university departments and office. For instance, our global engagement office also do hire some non-local students to help with our administrative tasks and other responsibilities. And we also offer a reasonable pay to students and provide international students with a chance to gain work experience and earn income. And during the semester break, you can also pursue internship that's directly related to your field of studies. And we also have a career office to provide career advice to the students. Here, this part is how our graduates are doing after they graduate from CTU. In fact, a majority, like 70% of our graduates, are able to secure full-time employment. And many of my friends from the College of Business, for example, have gone on to land position at major financial institutions and banks. And of course, many of our students also decided to make their own path as entrepreneurial and startup founders upon graduation. So, as the number one most international university in the world, we actively encourage our students to explore a diverse range of post-graduation opportunities, whether that is continuing their academic journey or launching their own business or embracing a slashy lifestyle. So, for students residents at CTU, we give priority access to accommodations in our on-campus students residence hall for their first 2 years. And just this year, we have expanded our housing offerings to by opening up six new residence hall in the Ma On San district. So, as most of you are probably senior year students, and you will probably started to look up for some admission information, here's the important part for you. So for our undergraduate program in Hong Kong usually takes you 4 years to finish up. So for many of us with a 12-year schooling background, the 4-year curriculum is the way to go. And also, CityU is the only university in Hong Kong that allows advanced standing admission, meaning that if you hold a 30-year school leaving qualification like IB diploma or GCEAL, or equivalent qualification, you can potentially enter a 3-year program. But of course, the requirements of advanced standing program will be a lot higher and challenging. So as you review the entry requirements outlined in this table here, it's important to keep in mind that the specific criteria can vary quite a little bit. Depends on the academic programs that you are interested in. So if you do not belong to any of these categories, don't worry, because we also accept other qualifications. So please check our website for more information. For instance, if your goal is to study mechanical engineering, you will likely need to have a background in science or engineering related subjects. And the knowledge and skills required for a technical field like that are quite different from what we need for, say, for a business degree. And speaking of business, some of our business programs offered through our College of Business do require you to take mathematics as one of your core subjects. So same with other university in Hong Kong, we have specific English language proficiency requirements that applicants need to fulfill. For IELTS, we are looking for an overall band score of at least 6.5. And for the TOEFL, the minimum requirements is a total score of 79. And we also accept the other English proficiency tests. And all of this information are available on our website. So I believe most people concerned about the cost of living in Hong Kong. So for tuition free, I have already convert it into the local currency for your easy reference. For tuition free, the tuition free for undergraduate program is around 160,000 per academic year. And for living expenses, it's pretty much depends on your lifestyle choice and whether or not you budget for overseas exchange. But it's around 50,000 per year, which should be able to cover your general cost of living, including things like food and transportation. For accommodation, as I mentioned, for the first 2 years of your study, the on-campus housing is almost guaranteed. And after the first 2 years, if you are unable to secure a spot in the residence hall, many students will opt to co-rent an apartment with their friends in their third and fourth years. So the cost will be like 2 to 3 times higher. But you don't have to worry about that because we do offer various kind of scholarships and financial assistance opportunities to help offset the cost for qualified students. For example, we offer the entrance scholarship decided for students with outstanding academic performance. This scholarship will cover part of or all of your tuition free with the full or half scholarship. And for top scholarship, which is decided to recognize exceptionally outstanding students, it can cover part of the cost of living as well. You do not need to apply for this scholarship because they are granted upon your admission based on your high school results. And the scholarship will be renewed annually based on whether you can fulfill the CGPA requirements, which is 3.2. Um, Other than that, we do offer a lot of scholarship opportunities for international students, and one such offering is our diversity grant, which is also eligible for Filipino students to apply. It will provide an annual award of around 30,000 Hong Kong dollar to students from underrepresented nationalities. It is also renewable each year as long as students participate in our volunteer activities to promote internationalization at the university. And in addition to the diversity grant, we also recognize outstanding athletes through the Outstanding Athletes Entrance Scholarship. And as long as you compete in one of these 18 recognized sports at the national or state level, you may be eligible to receive this scholarship to help fund your studies. And for outstanding international students, particularly those from the Belt and Road countries, the Hong Kong government offer the Belt and Road Scholarship, which cover the full and annual tuition fee. And I believe Ansley is also one of the Belt and Road recipients, right? So she may be able to share more on her experience and insights on this scholarship opportunities. The application process for CityU typically kicks off in September each year, with the main round running from November until January next year. So I would say around 90%, majority of the applicants will submit the application during the main round. This means that the competition will be a lot more intense compared to the earlier stage of the process. So we will strongly encourage students to apply as early as possible so that we will give your application the best chance of being reviewed thoroughly and receive the full consideration of the scholarship opportunities. Then, in around May next year, the university will assist you with securing your student's visa and residence permits requirements and ensure everything is in order well before the official enrollment period, which is typically begins in late August. So here comes to the part on how to apply for CTU. There will be a 450 Hong Kong dollar fee for each application, and you will have the opportunities to apply for up to 3 majors at the same time. The program choices are under parallel consideration, which means that these applications will be considered at the same time. You may apply for 3 subjects that interest you the most without having to prioritize your choices. And the best case scenario is that you will receive offers for all 3 subjects programs and allows you to then select the one you are most interested in. And these offers may come at different times, but you will have the flexibility to replace any existing offers with a new one if a more desirable options become available. And in terms of the required supporting documents, we will review your academic qualifications such as the transcript, predicted grades, TOEFL and IELTS scores, and any other public examination results. And of course, if you are applying for 3 different programs, you will need to write 3 personal statements to illustrate the reason why you would like to apply for that programs. For applicants to the School of Creative Media, you will also need to submit a portfolio showcasing your creative work separately from the application. So this is the end. So if you have any questions, please send in an email to overseas@ctu.edu.hk, or you can also type in your questions in the chat box. We will address that in the later part of Q&A sessions. So now maybe I will pass the time to Ansley and Therese to share their life at CTU from a Filipino student's perspective. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, so hi everyone. Thank you, Stephanie, for that really wonderful sharing. So we're so happy to be here. So Before we start, we want to share with you a day in our life at CityU. And we'd like to share first a little bit about ourselves. So, hi everyone, I'm Ansley. I'm an incoming year two student from Cebu, and I'm majoring in global operations management.
And hi everyone, I'm Therese. I'm also an incoming year two student from Cebu, and I'm majoring in architecture.
So, oh, by the way, may I ask if you can all see the slides properly from your end?
They're
Yes,
clear.
we can.
Okay, that's great. So, thank you for that. So, you might be wondering, like, how did we both come to City UHK? So, well, Therese and I, we both graduated from a private high school following the local curriculum. It was Southcrest in Cebu. So the qualifications that we used to apply in CTU were our high school, our senior high school diploma and our transcript, and our SAT scores, which we took independently. So if any of you now don't come from international schools or have only started to really consider studying in Hong Kong during senior high school, don't worry, you still definitely have a chance of getting into CityU. So, as Stephanie mentioned, a great thing about City UHK is that it offers a really wide range of scholarships. So, Therese was able to receive an entrance scholarship from City U, whereas I received the Belt and Road Scholarship, which comes from the Hong Kong government. So, actually, this kind of scholarship is something that the university is going to nominate you for after you have accepted their offer. And it's able to cover your full tuition. So hopefully when you apply to City U, this can be an option for you too. So, as Stephanie also mentioned, there are lots of sports and talent-based scholarships that you can apply for if you're eligible for them. Now, why did we decide to study in Hong Kong and CityU? So, instead of just listing a few reasons that we have, we'd like to share with you what a day in our life in CityU looks like for you to find out why. Oh, I think Therese was removed from the meeting for a while, so let's just wait for it to get back for a bit.
Hello,
Hello.
sorry for the technical difficulties. Let me just place this back up. Okay, here we go. May I ask if you can all see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so now I'm going to share a little bit more about what a day in the life of a CityU HK student is like. So we begin the day at 8 a.m., waking up in the student residence, the on-campus dorm of CityU HK. Now, the setup of the dorm is that there are two people that can stay in one dorm room, and two dorm rooms are connected with one bathroom. And this dorm room costs around 19,000 Hong Kong dollars, inclusive of water and electricity already. Now, air conditioning is a separate expense, but don't worry, the price for air conditioning is really quite cheap. So now classes don't exactly have to begin this early in the morning. The earliest class in uni actually starts at 9 a.m., but you can have days where you start classes as late as 12 noon or 3 p.m. even. So, but for this PowerPoint sake, let's start at 9 a.m. So now that we're finished getting ready, we're going to head to our first class of the day, which is a lecture for our major from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. So lectures are held in lecture halls that can seat as few as 20 or as many as 300. Courses have around only 18 to 21 class hours a week, which isn't so much, but you can begin having specialized subjects for your major starting your first year already, leaving more freedom for you to take minors and electives in the future. And lastly, all of our lectures are conducted in English, so you will not need to worry about the language barrier. So once we are done with classes, we can have lunch on campus in one of the 8 canteens CityU offers. Each canteen serves a variety of cuisines, ranging from Chinese, American, Thai, and many others. And
Sorry,
each meal only costs around 20 to
Therese.
40 Hong Kong dollars, or
Therese.
140
Sorry.
to 280 pesos. Oh, yes?
Sorry to interrupt. I think the slide is not moving.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Wait, let me try to reconnect. Sorry for this.
Maybe I can help you with the screen sharing. Is it okay?
Yes, I think that would be better. I'm so sorry for
Okay,
the
no worries, no
Wi-Fi
worries.
connection here.
So I will share the screen now.
Okay, that's really great. Thank you so much. Let me stop sharing.
So can you see the print slide?
Oh yes, we can see we can see your screen now.
Okay, it works.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Oh, okay, so Therese was removed from the meeting, so I'll just pick up where she left off.
okay,
So basically, sorry, you weren't able to see the slides a while ago, but let's just continue from here. So basically, in the afternoon, oh, Therese is back.
Hi, sorry. Sorry about that. Miss Stephanie, can you please go to the previous slide?
okay.
Okay. Um, the previous one. Mm, oh yes, that one. Thank you so much. Okay, so sorry about the technical difficulties again. But continuing where we left off, after lunch, you might have some free time, which you can spend as a study session with friends. Now, there are many places to study on campus, like the library, but personally, I like to study in the university's roof garden. This is one of my favorite spots on campus to enjoy the fresh air and view of the city. And I'll show it to you if, wait, no, not if, but when you come to City UHK. And we also have turtles on campus, which you can see in our Chinese gardens, and they're very cute. I love looking at them. Next slide, please. So after our study session, we have an elective class at 3 p.m. A really unique aspect of City UHK is its diverse range of electives offered. Now, there are three main elective types, namely arts, businesses, and science and technology. And there are more than 30 courses for you to choose from. And despite having electives as part of the curriculum, we have no mandatory minor subjects and no mandatory summer classes, which means you can use your summer term, which is around 3 months long, to take more classes, take a break from schoolwork, or take an internship even as early as your first year. So we're done with our academic day as of now. Now I'll pass you on to Anstey to talk more about what we do after our classes.
So since we only have around 18 to 21 class hours a week, that's for both like engineering or business students, we have lots of time to engage in things outside of the classroom. So one of the things that Therese and I have done are join one of CityU's many organizations. CityU HK has a really wide range of student groups to join. We have clubs for things like CityU's musical, theater, art clubs, even case competitions and hackathons. Over here we have a picture of one of the events organized by the Calligraphy Society. Therese and I are both members of the Global Ambassador Club, which is a student group that represents all of CityU's international students. And we've hosted lots of fun events like a game show and even a talent show. And we regularly meet up to plan more exciting things for students like you in the future. So after our organizational meeting, we usually like to have dinner with our friends. So actually, we have a picture over here of the time we took them to Jollibee, since good thing there's Jollibee in Hong Kong. City is also beside a nice mall known as Festival Walk. So we like to go there if we feel like celebrating, or sometimes we even just cook together in the dorm. Aside from just having dinner together, CityU also has a very wide range of international student groups, and you'll usually find one or two of them hosting an event each week. Some of the most memorable ones we've attended are the Bengali New Year, where we assisted in handing out and preparing the free food, and the Taiwan night, where we got free milk tea. So we also have things like global festival night, where all the different student groups in CityU get to meet each other. So our picture here is like all the Filipinos on campus. And there are some also really creative student-initiated projects like a tea festival and even a crafts festival. So outside of City UHK, next slide, please. You can see that life in Hong Kong is very rich and very exciting. So, um, in the next slide, you can see like some of the photos of like just a few of our memorable experiences there. So we've had like a high table dinner for student representatives. We were able to watch City U's musical, which is held annually for free every year. We even have a nice garden where we had a picnic with our friends after our final exam, where we went out for waffles. And over here, you can also see our favorite spot in Hong Kong, the Avenue of Stars. So outside of Hong Kong, there are lots of things to do, such as cultural festivals. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you. So we have like cultural festivals like the Mid-Autumn one, which is coming up soon. We got to see lots of beautiful lanterns and even took part in the Mid-Autumn Festival that was held in the student residence. There are also lots of landmarks that you can see with just within an hour using the MTR, which is one of the fastest and safest in the world. So here we have a picture of the famous markets in Mongkok and even the Victoria views from the Victoria Harbor. So, as Stephanie mentioned, even though Hong Kong is known to be like a very big city, there are lots of hiking and cycling routes that are friendly for even people who are not athletic like me and my sister. Um, and aside from things like your studies and places to explore. One of the most notable things about Hong Kong is its wide range of work experiences that it offers students even from year one. So you can apply for summer internships and even on-campus jobs starting from your first year. So before we go, there are just some few things that we'd like to share with you all. We'd like to encourage all of you to continue to dream big and work hard. Even if Hong Kong is just 1 hour away from Manila or 2 hours away from Cebu, there is a world of opportunity waiting for you, from extracurricular activities, work experiences, and even meeting new people from and making friends from all over the world. There are lots of things waiting for you in Hong Kong because we really believe that studying in university, especially when you're going abroad, is more than just getting a degree. It's also about the people you get to meet, the experiences you get to make, and the new things that you get to learn. So if any of you are interested in studying in City UHK in the future, we hope that you can reach out to us if you have any questions. And we hope that you enjoyed the sharing session today and that we hope to see you in City U in the future. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, City, Miss Stephanie, Ansley, and Therese for such an informative talk. So now we're gonna open the floor to Q&A until 12:10 since we like had a 10-minute break a while ago. Yeah, so if anyone has questions, feel free to send it to me or in the Q&A. Is there a Q&A button? No, there's no Q&A button. Yeah, feel free to send it in the chat box. Thank you. Oh, I actually have a question. So, um, like this is for the benefit of our participants, right? So I've been through the Hong Kong application process before, and I was actually also nominated for the Belt and Road. But then I've heard news that the Philippines pulled out of the Belt and Road initiative. So I'd like to ask if that impacts the chances of students from the Philippines to receive the Belt and Road. Because like for mine, like since I didn't end up committing to Hong Kong, I never knew the outcome of my scholarship. And also I think that the results aren't released yet. Like from what I've heard from my friends, they still don't know like what happened to Belt and Road, and they heard that it's gonna be released in September still. So yeah, if you can give any insight on that, that would be great. Thank you so much.
So for this year about enroll scholarship nomination, I think the result has already come out. And from what I researched just now, actually, Philippines is still on the list of the recipients of Belt and Road scholarship. So I think students from the Philippines are still eligible to apply for the Belt and Road Scholarship. And when to apply for this scholarship, you have to submit different applications. So maybe perhaps Ansley can share a bit on the application process of the Belt and Road Scholarship.
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to share about that. So actually, when I applied to CTU, I just submitted like a normal application, and all applications in CTU is already being considered for merit-based scholarship, right? So we are very happy that my sister and I were both able to receive a merit-based scholarship. But then after I accepted my offer, since I applied in the early round, my offer came in around early January. So I accepted the offer. In February, I received the email from the CTU. The staff was like very kind to nominate me for the Belt and Road Scholarship. So they just asked me to submit, there was a form where I had to fill in like a list of my extracurriculars and provide all the proof. I also had to submit my grades, and I also had to submit a separate essay for that one, but it was a very short essay, around 500 words. So I submitted that to CTU. The office was the one who, like the representative who contact me, she's the one who organized the files and she sent it to the Belt and Road like application. And then I heard back from them in August. I was actually not expecting like a lot from the outcome of that scholarship since I knew that it's pretty competitive because it's coming from like different universities, right? But I was very happy to have been able to receive that one. So it's a full tuition. It covers yeah, it covers your whole tuition. It's renewable also for your 4 years as long as you maintain the GPA. So overall, City was very helpful in allowing me to apply for this scholarship. Um, and it's like not that different from a normal application to CTU. Just the essay is different.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah. Like honestly, I was so shocked when they nominated me for the Belt and Road because I remember like they nominated me like 2 months or something after I accepted the conditional offer, something like that. So I was expecting to like pay already. And then like out of nowhere they nominated me. I was like, oh, okay. Like I didn't even know like that existed. So yeah, like it's really nice. Someone asked, is the scholarship or application open? So for Belt and Road specifically, you don't get you don't get to apply for it. You're nominated for it. Correct? Yeah, because but then I saw like for other countries, like not Philippines, they apply for it. Like at least for HKU, I don't know. Yeah, like there's like a specific section in their application that asks like, do you want to be considered for Belt and Road? If yes, do this, do that, do that. But in the CUHK, like that's not there. I'm not sure about City U. Yeah. But then to address the question also, other scholarships are available in Hong Kong and you submit it with your application, correct?
Yeah, just
Yes.
to add to that. So basically, when you submit your application, like it's already being considered. Oh, sorry, Stephanie, you were going to say something.
Yeah, please
Oh,
continue.
okay. Yeah, so basically, like, when you submit your application, it's already being reviewed for merit-based scholarship, right? But I think
Yes.
the other scholarships, like talent and sports, is a separate application.
So when it comes to the scholarship, generally we have two main categories. Either it's on merit base or non-academic. So the types, it will very much depends on what's your strength and talents are. We have some kind of scholarship which recognize non-academic performance outside of the classroom, like the athletics entrance scholarships. And so for people whose strength really shines in this extracurriculum areas, non-academic scholarship can be an opportunity to showcase your abilities. And on the other hand, if your academic performance is really your strength, then some you can consider the merit-based scholarship, which is a more suitable path for you. And generally, in this case, your non-academic activities will be viewed as some supplementary information or bonus points to enhance your overall application rather than the primary focus. So I have just sent in a link to the scholarship opportunities available at CTU in the chat box. So you feel free to check out the link. And thank you for sharing the link in the chat box as well. So I think the key is to carefully to assess your strength, what your strength and passions and accomplishment is, and identify which areas you are truly excelled in to apply for this scholarship.
Does
And
any
yeah,
Oh, sorry, no. I was just gonna say if anyone else had any other questions, because right now I have not received any. Yeah.
and maybe I can also supplement a little bit on the scholarship part. As true as Ansley said, you do not have to submit separate application for entrance scholarship because you will already be automatically considered for entrance scholarship when you submit the application to CTU. So the earlier you apply, the higher chance that you can receive an admission offer with the scholarship because we are reviewing this application on a rolling basis. So so we will review your high school transcripts and your interview performance and give out the conditional offers to you.
I received a question. Is the process the same with the Common application? I think they're talking about the Common App application in the US.
Oh,
And
so,
to answer that, no, it's not.
is it? Sorry, can you repeat that
Okay,
question?
so the question is the process the same with the Common App application, like the US Common App application?
Sorry, because I'm not that familiar with the US Common App application, but at CTU we do recognize different qualifications and generally speaking, if you have fulfilled 12 year or 30-year of schooling, uh, the qualification will be considered. And for qualification that are not on our website or list, it will be considered by the admission office on a case-by-case basis.
And to add to Miss Stephanie, just correct me anytime if I ever say anything wrong information, right? To compare like the US and Hong Kong application process overall, I believe that Hong Kong values your grades the most, like first, like they prioritize your grades that you have to meet this certain cutoff score. Because if you don't, then they're likely not gonna give you or they're gonna put you in the wait list. At least that's what my peers have experienced. While for in the US, despite having stellar grades, there's still a chance that like even if you get like a 1.5 in the SAT, there's still a chance that you don't get in the school if your extracurriculars aren't impressive. So I feel like that's the main difference with the US and Hong Kong system that in the US, extracurriculars are very heavily emphasized on that stellar grades are not enough to simply gain admission to a university. And also, the US requires way more essays than Hong Kong. For Hong Kong, I only had to write a personal statement, and well, I had to write another essay for my scholarship. But then besides that, that's it. But for US, there were like supplemental essays, like five different questions or something like that, plus your own personal statement. It's a tedious process. So if you're really applying through Common App, then you have to start early. Oh, another thing about the US. So the Common App is their centralized application portal. So the things you put in your Common App will be submitted to all universities that you apply to in the US. While in Hong Kong, you apply directly on the website. So your application could be different from like for example, like you're in Hong Kong, you're planning to apply to CityU, HKU, CHK, HKUST, you could tweak your essays accordingly because the submission of this is separate. So you have the freedom to choose like which one to submit to whichever school in Hong Kong. But in the US, you're required to um submit like the same things to the school. So yeah, like those are the main key differences. Of course, it's like more nuances, right? But those are the ones that stand out to me and I could think of on the top of my head right now. Can I get a fact check if everything was right?
Actually, like the time I applied everything is the same with what you said. That is like separate portals. Also that the essay is like only one compared to Common App where there's many. And but actually more or less the different application portals like HKU, HKUST, CUHK like that, they have like the similar template where you have to like upload your grades and upload. So it's really not that difficult. Once you've done the first one, you know how to do the rest. It's just the advantage is like you can, yeah, tweak your essay and like like how you're presenting your extracurriculars.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks, Ansley. Maybe if the participants have further questions, you guys can put like channels where they can reach out. But also we're gonna put a Google Forms in the chat there. Rain sent it. So if you guys have further questions, then you can put your questions here and we will send it to City UHK. City HK. City UHK. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's another question. How
Okay.
was work-life balance in Hong Kong?
Um, the work-life balance, I would say generally speaking, Hong Kong has quite long working hours, but it's same for many other Asian countries, and but I think it depends on what work you are choosing and what career you are choosing. But generally speaking, Hong Kong has quite long working hours. But yes,
Yeah, I've heard it's a very competitive society and everyone wants to be the best in Hong Kong. So yeah, working hours are definitely like prolonged. Yeah.
I think we can wrap up here,
if
but
there are no other questions, if you are too shy to ask, you can feel free to send me an email to overseas@ctu.edu.hk. And thank you everyone for your time. I
thank
know it's already late hour at night.